Good morning. I thought I would show you something about daylilies. These are daylilies. The reason a daylily is called a daylily is because each bloom opens for one day. So you can see on this group of daylilies in here, we have a piece that is probably from 2 days ago. Whereas this bloom here was probably yesterday's bloom. So each bloom opens for one day. I hope I'm not moving you around too fast. And then each of these pods, this will be a flower that may bloom tomorrow or the next day. And you can see that there are many more in here. This particular daylily is called Moonlit Masquerade. I really like it. It blooms many times during the year. And you see there's some other flowers mixed in. That little purple flower is a verbena. And it is actually growing out of that turquoise colored pot. And growing in that pot is a little small rose called a Caldwell Pink. Very pretty little blooms. Blooms many times during the year. It's considered an antique rose or a found rose. Anyway, it's very hardy. And this is some clematis that is growing up over the fence. It's very pretty. It's supposed to be a Jacquemonde clematis, but Jacquemonde clematis is usually purple, so I don't know. Whatever it is, it's pretty. So in this flower bed, this is one of my first flower beds. We have a number of different things. I have a little salvia. We have a coneflower. It's a white one. And this is predominantly daylilies. That was my first thing I was really interested in, was daylilies. You can see these red ones are very beautiful. I think that's one of the Del Ora series, the red one. But you'll see in there, some of them, see that little bloom there? That's probably yesterday's bloom. And you can deadhead those off. You just pop them off. But there's some other interesting things in here. You see we have here, this is an Easter lily. So it is getting ready to bloom. Let me show you one that's currently blooming. So at Easter time, we often see Easter lilies, and then people throw them away. But you don't need to. You can put them in your garden. And of course, they don't bloom till this time of year, but see all the buds on those? Those are all buds of more flowers that are going to bloom. And then they will multiply, at least in my area. Now, I am in zone 8B on the eastern side of Texas. So we're probably an hour from Louisiana border. So we have a high amount of rainfall and humidity. So I'm not sure that Easter lilies would come back everywhere, but they do here. These small daylilies here, this is a very small one. This is a named variety. This is butterscotch. And butterscotch is very small, very cute, and one of the first daylilies that blooms every year. I had a clump of it, and I have spread it out throughout the garden as I've thinned it out over the years. And it's just very reliable, and I know that it is going to come back every year and do its little thing. So I'm going to come in here, because some of the daylilies are kind of pointing this direction. So again, this is Moonlit Masquerade. Very pretty. This is just some little salvia growing in here. I like to do that for the pollinators. And this daylily in here, let me see if I can get you a better view. It's not real tall, and I believe it's one of the Space Coast variety of that group. You'll have different breeders that breed them, and they'll name them after things. That yellow is not open all the way, but it will be beautiful. So daylilies can be very pretty. They tend to bloom in a little bit of late April, May, and June, and then that's about it for them. They can be in different sizes, like small ones like butterscotch. Here again is butterscotch. As you can see from my hand, it's tiny. And then I'm going to show you one in comparison here This is a very large one. And you see how it's got the longer leaves. It's called a spider daylily, but they're all similar. Ooh, got some spider juice on my hand. They're all very similar in that each bud blooms for one day. So it's fun. It's a nice addition to your garden. I had quite an obsession with them for a while, so I have very, very many. And you can spread them around your garden, and they're so pretty. They're definitely a springtime flower. Some of them, such as the Moonlit Masquerade here, and the small butterscotch that I showed you, will bloom throughout the year. And the rest of them might just bloom early and be done. So that's just a small section of my flower beds. I hope you enjoyed that this morning, and I hope you have a beautiful day. We're supposed to get some rain here, so my garden is looking forward to that. Everyone have a beautiful day.